Chelsea are searching for a solution amidst a slew of injuries, and one name has emerged as a surprise: Tyreek George. The 19-year-old has caught the eye at Cobham, and Enzo Maresca has reportedly been impressed with his performances in training. With Noni Madueke out with a hamstring injury, Maresca is considering George as a first-choice option for the crucial clash against Aston Villa. George has made 12 appearances this season, although he has only managed 31 minutes of Premier League action. But his impressive performance as a substitute against Brighton has seen him come into the fold for a bigger opportunity. Chelsea's main problems remain up front. Nicholas Jackson is still injured, Christopher Nkunku is out of form, and Maresca is short of options in the striker position. With the schedule getting tougher, Chelsea can ill afford to drop any more points if they are to compete for a Champions League spot. The clash against Aston Villa will be a big test, not just for Maresca but also for Tyreek George. Will the young talent prove himself when Chelsea need him most? Chelsea are entering a crucial phase in the hunt for a Champions League spot, and their 5 toughest games of the season could decide their fate in the standings. The Blues are currently 6th with 43 points, neck and neck with Bournemouth, Newcastle and Fulham in the race for a European spot. The first challenge comes against Aston Villa at Villa Park. This game is crucial because Villa are only 3 points behind and could pose a serious threat. Next up, Chelsea must travel to the Emirates Stadium to face Arsenal, a tough test for Maresca's squad. In May, things get even more tense. Liverpool come to Stamford Bridge, likely still in the title race. Then, Chelsea face Newcastle at St James Park, a stadium that has always been difficult to conquer. The climax? The final game of the season against Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. If Forest are still in the fight for a European spot, the atmosphere there could be a nightmare. In conclusion, Chelsea must not lose momentum. The race is still wide open, but their performance must be steady. If they fail to secure points from these crucial matches, their Champions League dreams could evaporate. Chelsea traveled to Villa Park this weekend, but Enzo Maresca has been urged not to start Christopher Nkunku. Former Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino believes Nkunku was too non-existent in the 2 games against Brighton. Nicholas Jackson's injury should have given Nkunku a chance to shine, but his performance was disappointing. I don't know why Maresca picked him after his performance in the Cup against Brighton. He was completely invisible, Cascarino told TalkSport. Mark Schwarzer also believes Chelsea are not playing Nkunku to his best. Nkunku is a great player, but Chelsea are not playing to his strengths. He needs more support up front, he said on the Seaman Says podcast. Chelsea are in poor form, winning just 3 of their last 11 games. Aston Villa are also struggling without a win in their last 5 league games. In the previous meeting, Chelsea won 3-0. Will Maresca keep Nkunku or bench him? Bad news for Renato Vega. The talented youngster has suffered a plantar gracilis tendon injury in his right foot, a relatively rare injury located near the hamstring. This is a major concern for his team, especially considering Vega's important role in the squad. The medical team is currently assessing the severity of the injury. Recovery time will depend on the symptoms that appear in the coming days. Medical tests have confirmed the injury, but there is no certainty about how long Vega will be out. If the injury is considered minor, it could take a few weeks to recover. However, if it is more serious, he could be out for much longer. Losing Vega is a blow for the coach and his teammates, especially if he has to miss such a crucial period of the season. All eyes are now on his progress, with the hope that he can return to the field soon and continue his promising potential. Chelsea will return to Premier League action against Aston Villa. After a 3-0 defeat to Brighton, the Blues must win to maintain their chances of finishing in the Champions League zone. Formation: 4-2-3-1. Goalkeeper: Philip Jurgensen. Although he has not performed optimally, Maresca is likely to give him a chance. Defense: RB. Malo Gusto, back in the game, needs to be more solid in defense. CP: Trevoh Chalobah and Levi Colwill, likely to remain the main duo. LB: Marc Cucurella. must improve performance after the previous poor game. Midfield, CM, Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. Key to team balance, must be more dominant in midfield. Attack, RW, Pedro Neto. His speed and creativity can be a threat from the right side. Cam, Cole Palmer, Chelsea's attacking engine. His role is very crucial. LW, Jadon Sancho, expected to be sharper in penetrating the opponent's defense. Striker, Christopher Nkunku. Although he has not been at his best as a lone striker, Maresca may still trust him. Absentees, Nicholas Jackson, Noni Madueke, Romeo Lavia, Benoit Badiashile, Wesley Fofana. Chelsea need a win. Can they overcome Villa in this match? Amidst the huge pressure due to poor results, Chelsea confirmed that Enzo Maresca remains safe in his position until the end of the season. This statement was directly conveyed by Jonathan Goldstein, one of Chelsea's co-owners, who gave his full support to the coach. "He's done a great job. We are very optimistic for the rest of the season," Goldstein told Bloomberg TV. Maresca is indeed under intense scrutiny after Chelsea have only won twice in their last 9 Premier League matches, including a humiliating 3-0 defeat to Brighton. The pressure increased when fans began to chant Roman Abramovich's name in the match. However, Goldstein believes Maresca is the right person to build a long-term project at Stamford Bridge. When asked if Maresca will stay until the end of the season, his answer was firm: 100%. Chelsea are currently in 6th place in the standings, far from expectations of fighting at the top. The 2 previous coaches, Graham Potter and Mauricio Pochettino, were fired after a short time, but Maresca has the full trust of the management. The next big test is against Aston Villa this weekend. Can Maresca turn things around and get Chelsea back to winning ways? Axel Disasi finally landed at Aston Villa just 15 minutes before the transfer window closed. Initially, he thought he would stay at Chelsea, but in a matter of hours, everything changed. "In the morning, I thought I would stay at Chelsea, but in the afternoon, everything changed. I went, then I didn't, then I went again," he said. His move to Villa was a chance to start over after a difficult spell at Chelsea. He made 44 appearances for the Blues last season, but this term, he has only made 5 Premier League starts. One of the reasons for this was a groin injury that forced him to play with pain-killing injections towards the end of last season. Now, Disasi feels freer and ready to take on a new challenge under Unai Emery. Aston Villa, who are struggling in the top flight, are in dire need of a tough defender like him. For him, this is a chance to prove that he still deserves to be part of the Premier League's top flight.